or a Sky Stream customer, you can get the same experience via your interactive button on your remote control. And here's the format, as I mentioned, 17 laps, just over 100 kilometers, no mandatory pit stops, so if you're coming into the pits, then you've normally got a problem, and you score points, 8th for first, down to 1 point for 8th.
Yeah, so people at home might be wondering, as people in this paddock have been saying all weekend, what is the point of all these people who are outside the top 8 doing today's race? Well, you know what? They're racing. They're racers, they're competitors, and they want to compete to be as high as possible in anything they do. That
was the feeling I got talking to the drivers on Thursday. So look, if you qualify 15th, Valtteri Bottas, what are you going to do? He said, well, you see a gap, we're going to go for it. That is what we do. It's what we love doing as well. And getting an overtake, and a good overtake done, is just as satisfying, I'm sure, for a driver in 15th than it is for a driver up in 5th. But Charles Leclerc starting at the front, Perez and Verstappen behind him. So far this weekend, the Ferrari has had the pace to outpace the two Red Bulls. Will that be the case, though, over 17 laps at a track where we're going to be racing for a few more years as well? They've just announced this afternoon a brand new extension to the contract here, up to and including the 2026 season.
Yeah, that's great news for everybody, especially us, Crofty, as you take us to the favourite kebab restaurant of the season here tonight. So
we're going to tuck into the racing action first, though. Will Red Bull come back at Ferrari? Have Ferrari got the pace to stay ahead? And what can George Russell do from down in 4th on the grid? Because after the qualifying performance he had on Friday, that 4th on the grid represents a big upturn in his fortunes. Yeah, he was saying as the weekend developed, he just got quicker and quicker, and it was only on the final run, really, or final lap, that he got ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who's been ahead all through the weekend. But the one to watch on the opening lap for me is Fernando Alonso. They had DRS issues in qualifying. He is starting 8th behind Alex Albon. And the Williams we know, ahead of Alonso we're riding with here, is very fast in a straight line. So if Fernando wants to make an impact in this race, he's got to clear Albon very early on. Mike Crack watching on from the Aston Martin pit lane, watching with us at Sky Race Control, Bernie Collins. Normally, Bernie, as a strategist, you'll be having a chat to the team, the engineers. What can a strategist do, though, to help this race? Well, at the minute, there'll be a lot of discussion about particularly those two guys on soft. Definitely on the Aston Martin pit wall, that's got to be a concern for them. You know, Corinne mentioned they'd be keen to get past Albon, but they need to hold on to that position from Norris. Sadly, there is Logan Sargent watching from the Williams garage. The top 3 on the grid, identical to the top 3 we had for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix last year. Only one retirement in each of the sprints in 2022, and this is the first of 6 sprints to come. We go to Austria, Spa, Qatar, Austin and Interlagos for our sprinting action. And here on the streets of the Azerbaijan capital, here in Baku, we are set for our opening sprint in 2023. It's lights out and away we go. Leclerc gets away quite nicely. Perez is trying to cut him off. Verstappen under pressure on the inside from George Russell. Leclerc gets it done nicely this time around. Verstappen is squeezed a bit by George Russell. There's a few flirting with a barrier, but they all get through turn 1. And into the second corner we go. And there's a tangle there between George Russell and Max Verstappen, both coming off unscathed. But here, Carlos Sainz right in the slipstream of George Russell. Can he get past? Leclerc leads from Sergio Perez. And then down the inside goes George Russell, and turn 3, has he got the move done on Max Verstappen? Yes, he has. Great move there. Carlos Sainz trying to come around the outside. Lewis Hamilton keeping a watching brief. Fernando Alonso has cleared Alex Albon. And that was absolutely vital for him. Verstappen, I don't think, happy there. Did he have enough space? Did George Russell give him enough room? He might not think so, but he has lost a place to the Mercedes of George Russell. Fernando Alonso getting up past Alex Albon. There is Oscar Piastri just ahead of the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg, with Hülkenberg's teammate Kevin Magnussen right behind them. You can see how the shadows are creeping over the track here. It's gone 5:30 on this Saturday evening here in Baku, but for Charles Leclerc, it's been a brilliant start, and the Ferrari powering clear out in front. Those soft tyres, as Bernie Collins was saying, has helped Lando Norris. He's managed to get ahead of Lance Stroll's Aston Martin.
All good, Max. These guys have got nothing to lose. Just remember that.
No, mate, you got me. That's how you got the position. Reported.
It's been reported.
I think there was.
I can also pass like that if I keep coming into the side.
I think there was contact, wasn't there, as George Russell moved past, but whether it was deliberate or not, I don't know. And that is a tyre.